Hey guys, what's up? Today we're gonna talk about why the fuck people are dissing LA, because it's actually becoming a fucking national problem. Now, I'm gonna tell you why I think rock stars are freaking leaving, for starters, and I think honestly it's because a lot of time they're kind of cheap, if you ask me. Like, I think it's kind of like a money thing. Like, some people are just don't want to pay for that LA lifestyle anymore, and I'm like, you should pay for it. It's worth it. And another reason I feel like this kind of goes with, like, they kind of all connect, because this other reason is their bitch is always fucking making a move somewhere else. And, like, I feel like that also connects. And another reason why they will also leave is because I feel like they're also kind of trying to run from something, and it's kind of shady, especially if they do it out of nowhere and there was no warning. I feel like you're trying to run from something. And they really shouldn't leave, because this is their city, you know? They make youth music, and LA is forever gonna be the youth city. It's always going to have that, because it's always been a place for young people who come from different locations to come, and they can be themselves and they can really thrive. And that's really important to, you know, this genre of music. And another reason why they shouldn't leave is because, you know, this city is very loyal to them, and it's always had their back. And it's important for, you know, musicians to have that sense of loyalty. And I feel as though that LA will always be loyal to them. And most of the fans live in LA and reside there, and will always be there, because, you know, us people who live, like, in that area, you know, we just will always love rock music, and will always be loyal to rock music and to the bands, and will always care the most out of everybody. LA will always be a rock and roll city, because it's always been weird, edgy, and patriotic. And that's really important to this music. No one thinks about it, but I do. And it's kind of just the epitome of America. And, you know, I believe that LA is the most American city, in my opinion.
American dream.
And, you know, Nashville will always be the country city, because, you know, that's where country stars got their opportunity. That's where they can record their music, and that's where everyone who wants to give them the chance to express themselves through their music, that's where they were. So it's important for these people to remain where their genres are supported. Location is very, very important to making music, because, first of all, even though it's fun, it's still a job, and you need to have that place that's kind of like your office where you need to go to. And you have your recording studios, you have your fans, of course, and these things are really important to being a musician. It's a very social job, and you kind of have to be able to socialize and get to know people, and location is all part of this. And it's really important to, like, where you are when it comes to making your music. I really wish that the fathers of this genre would remain in LA, because they don't understand that, even though, like, they remember being those young people looking up to their role models, like, now you need to realize that you are also a role model, and you have to remain giving that example for your fans, because, and those people that want to be musicians like you, because now you have that power to show that, okay, this is LA's the place to be if you want to be a rock star, if you want to make it. And you're making it look like, oh, we can make music anywhere, and it's really not true. And that's why you kind of have everyone screwing up and not doing music right, and it's not cool. You have to remember that you're role models now, and you need to, have the that face to keep up, the genre, and to keep it affluent. Ditching LA is such a fucking terrible idea because you know what? It fucking made you who you are. That is where you got signed, and that is where people decided to give your music and your genre a chance. And you can really show the world that there's more to those skinny tie genres and shit. And, that's kind of what's really important. And it kind of shaped who you are and who you've become now. And you're kind of almost saying goodbye to who you are, because that's where you found yourself, became the man you are, and you just saying goodbye to all of that. I mean, how could you do that? I mean, that's just, I don't know, that's just so odd to me. I don't know how you can just do that and just be somewhere where you probably feel like a stranger, because I know you do. So that is exactly why the Sunset Strip and like LA basically will always be the birthplace of hard rock, because it is the first place that really did actually give this genre an opportunity, and this is where people became fans of the music and really became dedicated to the whole genre, and they still are. And it's this city is very important to the birth of all of that, because you have struggled and found and just conquered everything in this city, and it's so important to history, the present, and in the future. Yes, I know everybody has to grow up, but for a rock star it's kind of different because of who you are and the music you make and how it shapes you. You're forever gonna age a little bit slower than everybody. I mean, physically you kind of just do. And it's really important for you to always have that youth inside of you. Why are you trying to grow up? Why are you trying to move away and become this responsible person? I'm not saying don't be responsible, but I'm also saying you still got to remember who you are, where you come from, and to still have fun with, with everything, and not take everything too seriously. And it's really bad for rock stars to just grow up and, become less about the youth, because that's why it becomes scary when they had families. I know that you have to, but it gets scary because they kind of lose a sense of that youth. And young people are always going to connect and want to listen to rock music because it's the only time they don't feel alone, because they feel alone a lot, and it really gives them a sense of importance, and they really find out who they are through that music, just like how you found who you are through making your music. And you shouldn't forget that. That's why you must stay in LA. See you guys later, and yeah, stay in LA.